Welcome to the channel. Today we're working with a Toyota engine. This is a V6, it's a 2GR-FE. I'm going to take you through the process of replacing the ignition coils for the front and the back end. Also, we're going to take you through the process of replacing the spark plugs for both the front and the back. That's bank 1 and bank 2. Today I'm working on a Toyota. This is an Avalon. It's a 2009, but this procedure should apply from 2005 to 2017. Also, it should apply to a Toyota Camry from 2006 to 2012. Also, a Lexus from 2006 to 2012. So once that is done, we remove our engine cover, and then we start with this vacuum hose going from intake manifold all the way to the valve cover. When this comes out like this, we put it on the side. We take out this AMS sensor connector, we take it out, and then we push it on the side. And then we remove our air intake housing. And right here, you can use your Phillips. So once that is sliced like that, you just like push it like that. This thing will come out without a problem. And then next we remove this kind of a hose. This is an air hose, and then we just pry it out. And sometimes this hose can be really kind of like tight, especially when this thing has been replaced for a very long time. So next we disconnect this clip which is connecting to our throttle body. We take out this vacuum hose, just pry it out, and this thing is going to come out without a problem. So just like that, this air inlet duct is going to come out. So we put it on the side. So we remove this hose right here, which goes to the throttle body, just right over there. And then we have to remove this 10mm from so that our throttle body comes out. And then we disconnect this connector from the throttle body, so we just squeeze on the side and then you take it out. So we take our 10mm and then we can open this throttle body. So I have to bear with me, I don't have like an electric gun which will make this process more easier and faster, so I'll try as much as possible to speed it up. Just like that. So this is our last 10mm. We just push this throttle body to the side, so we don't need really to disconnect this coolant hose which goes right on down there. So once that done, we remove these ignition coils connectors. which is going to be on our front valve cover right here. You just press on it and then this thing just pops out. So let's begin. We remove our ignition coils. So we're going to use the 10 millimeters. Then you can pull out our ignition coils right from there. This is the second one. Take out the last one. So this is the third. So we have all together the three ignition coils. This is for the front part. So we take our 16 millimeter, or it's a 5/8. This is what is going to get us our spark plugs. So again, if you have something maybe like an electric ratchet, it will make this work really easier to just come out fast. So just like that, our first spark plug is out. So we put on the side. So we do the second one. So our second spark plug is out. So you take it out, you put on the side. And our third spark plug is out, so you just take it and then you can put it on the side. But before you put in the new ones, make sure you compare this one with the new one. So you take out this new, so I'm using a Bosch, so I just have to open one of them. So I'll take out this inner cover, and then I make sure I compare to make sure they're the same. And just like that, they are the same. So that's what I do. So we're good to go. We can put it in. So make sure when you're putting it in, don't just drop it just from high. Just use your hand to just like feel it, push it all the way, so it doesn't mess up with the front part of the spark plug. So once that is in, it's time for us to tighten our spark plugs. So we do the second one. And then we go to the last one, which is going to be the last for this front part before we proceed to the other end. Once that's done, we're good to go. Alright, to get this guy right here out, we have two balls. One ball is just right behind here, and when you come right here in the front like this, let me just show you where the ball is. It's just right over here. Is this a 12 millimeter? So you're going to remove it right from here, and then we come back to this other side. So I'll show you. Some of you guys can see it down there. There's oh my god. There's I don't know if you guys can see. Alright, I'll show you guys when this thing is out of the way. We have a really small place, so you just put your hand straight right here. I don't know if you guys can see it. Yep, it's right down over there. I don't know if it's visible from here. Yeah, it's just right over there. So you just take out, once that is out, what remains is just remove this 10, and then this is Allen key 5, or you can use 5/8, and then you take that one too, and then you take this, and then you take this, and then finally you take this out of the way, and then this guy blocking us to have access to behind there. Before we proceed, we'll remove this kind of this is a coolant hose from right here. So once we remove it, this is going to give us enough space to work with from right over here. So once you remove it, make sure it goes like on top right there, and then the space which is going to be there will be enough for us to remove this thing. So let's proceed. So just like that, this is a bolt which comes up. Is a 12 millimeter. This is how it looks like. It's short, so you can put just on top right over there. So we finish with that. So we go to the other side. So what I do, guys, you might not be able to see it, but I'll just put my hand all the way in, and then I'll work from here. Okay, to give you guys access to access all in there, what you do, you remove this 10 millimeter right here. Because you'll need all the help you need to access back in there. So when doing this job, I prefer you having gloves just like this, cloth one, because the other one just got off, because there's a lot of sharp objects here and they tend to break it apart. Alright, so once the thing is out of the way like that, there's enough leverage where we can put our hand over here, and then once it gets inside, it'll be easy for us to work out what is in there. So it's a 12 millimeter. The ball inside here is just right over there. It's not 10, so you just easily remove it using a 12. So let me point out something. When you're removing this bolt right here, this is not really for find of hard. You really need to have enough strength to just turn it around, and then when see it, yeah, there we go. This thing is out. Alright, okay, be careful, don't let it fall down. Yeah, I got it. There we are. So here's a 12 millimeter. It's just back over there. So what remains is just removing this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 balls. Do that for the one inside. So it's always good, guys, if you have a nice tool like a longer one, you can use it like the regular one. I don't have that one at the moment. Sun comes out just out too. You can just put over there. Alright. Just like that. This one comes out. Put right here. So we have this one inside here. So you just come over here. Yes, align it well, just like over there. I don't know if you guys can see it. You see like that, and then you just break it up, just like that. The thing is out. Oh yes, let me show you closely. Just like that. This thing is out. So what you do, you just take it out like that. If you guys can see it. Alright, it just comes out like that, and then we're good to go. So what remains is right over here, and then right over right here. The thing just comes out like that. And then this thing just comes without a problem. This is the last one. So our intake manifold is just going to come out without no problem. So what we do, let me show you what to do next. You just use both your hands. You hold on each side, just like this. Just like that, everything comes out. Things we don't need to disconnect it completely. We just put it on the side. We just move it like the way it is, the whole unit. So I like to point something quick. So you just come right here. So this is where our 12mm is. So what you do, you get it right from here. You let your hand come through right over here, and then you take your time. It's really this is the most difficult to remove. The other one, which is over here, is easier, which I showed you earlier, which goes right over here, is more easier. So once that's done, it exposes our second valve cover, which is going to be behind here. But before we proceed, make sure you cover all these intake manifold inlet just right here. What you do, I prefer using just a regular paper towel. So just cover right over. Don't push it all the way. Just push it a little bit so the dust and stuff don't get in there. Once that is done, alright, we'll start removing the stuff right from over there. So we'll begin with just removing this right here and this one here, and right there. They're all 10mm. Somebody was working on the car before, and eventually they just opened it up. So this one is out. This is for the middle right over here. Oh, this guy's right. This thing comes like that. You pop it out. So we'll just find out. Things are already old, so we'll see where we're just connecting them back later on. So So next we get our 10 millimeters. We remove the bolts holding the ignition coils. That's the first one. So this is our first bolt. So you also put it in a nice place where you will identify later on as the bolts for the ignition coils. This is our second bolt. We just put it on the same spot. This is our last bolt. So everything is out. So we just pull out our ignition coils. So also you'll need, if you find out you can push it out without just struggling like me, just maybe use kind of like flat Phillips, a strong one. And this thing comes out like that. Is our first coil. This is our last coil, so we just remove it just like that. Just pull it up like that, and then try bending it a little bit, but don't break it. Just like that, it just pops out without a problem. So once that is done, we put back our ignition coils, and you see right here I'm putting new ones. So you tighten them. These are 10 millimeters. Once this is done, we put back our ignition coils on the bank one, which is going to be the inner bank, which I'm trying to do now. So you put the new ones. So literally the whole procedure we did with the front part, we just replicated on the rear part. The only difficulty most people find is removing this air intake manifold, but once that's out of the way, accessing the behind right there is not really that tough, and then it becomes easier to do that. Alright, so let's put back our last one, which is going to be our cylinder one over here. Then once that is in, we take in our bolts. We put our bolt for cylinder number one, and then we did already with number two. And then now we can we can just tighten in right there. We do that. And then we can tighten in the second one right over there. You tighten all the way. And then we can tighten in the third one, which is going to be our first cylinder. Alright, all our ignition coils are tied properly, so we put back our connectors. We connect number 3 and number 2 and number 1. And then I removed these connectors for the injector so that it gives us flexibility. We play around with that with this wiring harness, because sometimes when it's too rigid, it might not give us like enough space to work with the inside. Then once that is done, you can finish from this other front part. Next we put in our vacuum hose, which is from the valve cover. And then make sure that you clip the harness to the locks, which are going to be on the sides of the valve cover. And then you can start putting back the bolts holding the harness and holding this kind of bracket holding the harness. And then next thing, we clean this area where we're going to put our intake manifold. So make sure you clean it well before you put it back, the manifold. So if you have a razor or something, you can just clean it nicely. So once this is done, another thing I'd like to point out is once we're doing that, you can just turn this thing like this, and then we can replace our seal. This is right here, good to go. And then you make sure this intake manifold is nice and clean, so you can start installing. You install these new seals. So you can put it, make sure you align them so that there's kind of like an alignment on the side. Make sure it goes in nicely. Once this is done, you can just turn around our intake manifold, and then we remove all these covers, which covers the manifold inlet to the engine. We take them out. This one's going all in, so I have to pull it out. Make sure you don't get something stuck in there, because once it does and you finish the work, it's going to give like a lot of problems. So make sure you take everything out, and then if you have like a blower, you blow inside there so that to take any particles out of right over there. And then make sure you clean, you make sure the surface is nice and smooth, and then it will be time for us to install back our intake manifold. So you begin by pushing in the upper side right there. Make sure it gets right over this this cover, the top cover. Just make sure it gets in there. Please take your time, and then it will just get in nicely. And then make sure you align both the front and the other end, kind of like screw bolts. Now once it aligns, you can use the two 10mm on each side. You just put them in, and then you can use the Allen key 5 on the remaining 4 connections. So you tighten this. Then once that is done, you can do the last one, which is going to be inside the last Allen key. So this is Allen key 5. And then once that's done, you put back the 12mm, which is going to be right here on the front. You just get your hand over here, and then you just put back the 12mm. Now once it gets in there, you just take your 12mm, and then you can tighten it. You come to this other side. There's the other this is going to be like it's going to be like a 12mm, which is going to be right over here. So you just get it over there, and then you can tighten it. Then once that is done, we can put in our throttle body. So you take out the 10mm. And then you tighten right here, and then you can finish with the lower one. And this is going to be a last connection to tighten the last bolt. So next we connect our throttle body. We just put back our connector, which is going between our throttle body and our engine air filter intake, which is going to be right there. So we just connect this vacuum hose. This air filter housing right here, you can just put right in, make sure it locks in place, and then make sure all the locking positions, one of them is not trapped inside, but they're going to be just right over there, so you kind of like click them, lock them in, lock all of them, lock all of them. Then once that is done, this is the last one, you just make sure you just lock it. Then once that is done, you connect our air mass sensor, and then we connect back all the small vacuum hoses, just like right over here. Then you can connect this one coming from the throttle thing to the valve cover. Then you connect right here, you connect this one back. This vacuum hose which comes from the throttle body and air intake to the valve cover, you just connect them back. Then our work is going to be done, and then last but not least, you start the engine to make sure everything is good. And when everything is good, it is good to go. Thank you for watching the video. Thank you for staying with me for this long. And if you love the video, please leave a subscribe, and see you in the next video.